Hello everyone, FPL Willem here. In this video we will go through how I did last game week, my team for this game week and what it will look like for Matchday 7. It's always important to plan ahead, so Matchday 6 is important, but Matchday 7 is somewhere end of January. It's also important, and a small spoiler alert, I will limitless this game week. So I will show you guys my team, but it will absolutely not be my final team. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you can see probably an hour or a half an hour before the deadline, I will just show you my team. You can see what it will look like. Follow me on FPL Twitter if you want to see that. For now, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. Yeah, let's just jump in how I did last round. So my last team, my last round, I got a clean sheet with Kobel, who only got one shot against him somewhere in the last minute against Dynamo Zagreb. They weren't really doing anything, and I think it was a 3-0 trashing against Dynamo Zagreb. And my first goalie, Kaneshi, didn't get anything. He got one shot against him and it went in. He didn't even get one save. So it does mean Atalanta have quite a strong defense, but yeah, he didn't keep it. He didn't keep a clean sheet, so yeah, that sucked. But I got a clean sheet with Kobel, so not too bad. My defense wasn't all too great. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't all too great. I expected a bit more from Boskagli, who was horrible against Shakhtar, and Hernandez got 2 against him against Bratislava, and I really expected the AC Milan to shine a bit, but against Bratislava 2 against you, I was away. It was away, so maybe next round, as they play in this round at home, I think against Red Star. And yeah, Can, yeah, I panicked with Can. We all quite knew he wouldn't start, but I expected him to play, and then at least I would have had 1 point. He didn't. I was chatting with a fellow fantasy football mate, and we were both putting him in at the last minute, and he didn't get any minutes in the game. So it was quite sad, but it was really funny to experience, to be honest. And yeah, I think that's one of the most fun parts about the game, just to stress if a player is going to play. And yeah, the most important part about this game is having fun. So at least I had that. Keem saved my defense with 10 ball recoveries, 1 goal, and a man of the match reward, and Koundé got me a clean sheet and 3 ball recoveries. So yeah, in the defense, wasn't too bad, wasn't too great. Now in the midfield, Rafinha did nothing for me, even though he played the full 90 minutes, and that's of course when I bring him in. The rounds before he had 10 plus points, 3 rounds in a row, and now I bring him in. He plays 90 minutes but only get 3 points. Not too bad, but it is what it is, it happens, it's fantasy football style, I guess. Wiets was once again out of this world with 2 goals, 1 assist and a man of the match reward, and Gittens nicked in a goal there as well. I was hoping he wouldn't, as a friend of mine, captained Gittens, but at least I had him in my team as well. So he got 8 points and he did get a man of the match reward, so not too bad, not too shabby there. And in the forward department, Haaland and Lewandowski both scored a goal, or 2 goals. And of course they didn't get man of the match rewards. I don't know how they will get man of the match rewards, at least for the striker position. I think they have to score a hat-trick, but I don't even know if that is enough. But yeah, that's my my attackers. I think my subs were decent. Only Can, I should have kept Can in hindsight, of course. But yeah, that is what it is. I scored 101 points overall, and it brings me close to a top 5k spot. Maybe in the next round I can reach it. I'm hoping to yeah, creep into that 1k spot. I hope at least this season, but I haven't done it last seasons. But for now, this was my team from last round. Let's see how my limitless team will look like for this coming game week. Now I might have said we go to my limitless team, but I just wanted to have one slide before my limitless team, and those are the targets, of course, with the best fixtures. As you can see, all the left side teams are away, and all the right side teams, almost all the right side teams, except for Barcelona, but they have a difficult game in the defense department against Dortmund. So it's a good thing that they play away in the Tuesday, so then at least you can sub them out for a home game where you expect a bit more. But these are really the fixtures I am focusing on, especially teams like Arsenal, who is great in the defense, AC Milan, who is great in attacking, even though Pulisic is probably injured, not sure quite yet, but even Atletico Madrid are great in the attack in the last round, and they are even great in the defense, as they've shown in the last 3 games, to keep the clean sheet. Barcelona in the attack, they are great, so against Dortmund they should do a lot. Bayern Munich against Shakhtar, you can go for both defense, midfield and attack. I think Kane is injured, so Musiala should be in the striker position. Just going through the list a bit fast, but Benfica, great midfield with Kokcu in there. Feyenoord, maybe a bit difficult to predict, but I think Timber in the midfield is still a great option. His brother Timber, not the Arsenal Timber, but the Timber from Feyenoord. With Lille, you can start with Jonathan David in the attack. Liverpool, just all around a great team against not that great of a Girona. They were leaky in every single way. PSG against Salzburg. Now PSG haven't been all too great, but Salzburg, yeah, you should expect them to beat them. It's difficult to predict who will start on goal. So if I have a quick spoiler alert, I have an Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper in goal, but there's a big chance I will rotate him out as I don't know who's going to play, Safanov or Donnarumma. Now for PSV, I think only the viable option is Tillman. You could go with a Buscagli, but Buscagli, he is nailed, but he wasn't doing all too great. And with Shakhtar at home, I expected more, and with Brest away, I think PSV will get some goals against him. Real Madrid, Vinicius should be back, Bellingham should be in. Vinicius shouldn't be back, but he is back, as well. There have been some sources on leaking with Carlo Ancelotti saying he is fit and he will play against Atalanta. If he will start against Atalanta, I don't know that, but he said he will play against Atalanta. For Sporting, they play against Club Brugge away. I think the only viable options are the goalkeeper Israel, who might not play, as he didn't play the last 2 games because of an injury, but he should play. And Gyökeres, of course, with he's just insane. They can get a goal against them, so just to note that. But for Gyökeres, it shouldn't really matter. And the last one is Stuttgart. They play against Young Boys. Stuttgart, I think in the attacking department they are great, but in the defending department, it's a risk. You should go for attacking defenders as a Mittelstat, so you can get some attacking returns. Don't expect a clean sheet, but it would be nice if they get one. Now for my team, as you guys can see, I did go with Safanov. There's a chance I go with Donnarumma. It really depends on the late team news, and it is a 9 PM game. So maybe even I could even go with Kelleher or Ellison, because it's an early kickoff on a Tuesday, and at least I know who will play. And a Liverpool against Girona, I could expect their clean sheet as well, as they didn't play in the midweek against Everton because there was too much rain there. So I'm thinking that right now I will put Keller in my team, or Ellison, depends who plays. So it will be a Liverpool. Forget Safanov, forget PSG goalie. It will go to a Liverpool goalie. On my bench for now, I have Oblak. If Keller probably won't do that great, Saliba in the defense, Langlais in the defense, and Alvarez, they play on 11th, or at least on the Wednesday, so I've benched them, of course. Then I've gone with Trent Alexander-Arnold, his colleague on his side, what's his name again? Conor Bradley is injured, and I expect, they didn't play on the midday against Everton, as I said, so I expect a full squad, or the best squad they could set up for the Champions League, and if they win this game, they're probably set for the qualification rounds, or at least the knockout rounds. Then I still gone with Theo Hernandez. They play against Red Star. Now Theo Hernandez hasn't been that great. They are getting a lot of goals against them, so I'm really thinking, should I do this? That's why I will post it an hour before the deadline if I'm still going with Theo Hernandez. But he's just that attacking, and he did great in the last seasons. So I just keep him. I think I will keep him, and at least it's at home this time, so maybe they will be a bit better in the defense, or they have a lot more support. But yeah. Then next to him, I've gone with Hakimi. Now Hakimi is also a great option. I think doubling down on the PSG side, as I've done in this one, isn't all that great, but Hakimi has some attacking threats. He scored against PSV. He's done great in past seasons. He gets around like 8 or 9 ball recoveries every game. And against Salzburg, I think a clean sheet should be on the horizon there as well, and he is nailed. Now for the midfield, I've gone with Musiala, Bellingham, Rafinha, Saka and Salah. Now, because Kane is injured, I've certainly gone with Musiala, because Musiala, yeah, he's just insane. Against Shakhtar, I think he will play in the striker position, and I think he will nick in some goals there as well. As I'm thinking about right now, I could go with Hernandez, or instead of Hernandez, I could go with Kim, as he did great for me last round, but Hernandez is just a bit more threatening in the attack there as well. Just wanted to, as I will be rambling this video on and on and on, but had a quick thought in my mind, as I did with the Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper. So this team isn't nailed. It will be, as I said, an hour before the deadline. I'll try to post it on my Twitter. Bellingham next to him, he scored 5 in the last 5 games, and he got 3 assists. Now there is a orange marker, and it should be gone right now. If you look at the site, Carlo Ancelotti said, as he did with Vinicius Jr., that he should be ready, and he will be fit for the game against Atalanta, and he will play against Atalanta. That's at least what Ancelotti said. And with Real Madrid news, they often really get their news early out, so there is a chance you know their first starting 11 before the match, or at least probably 2 hours before it starts. But doesn't mean it will happen. Next to Bellingham is Rafinha. I think I wanted to keep one player from Barcelona and I had Lewandowski, but when I heard the news that Vinicius Jr. is back, I've gone with Rafinha. Rafinha just, I mean, he only did one game. That of course they will have a dip, and if you can call a one game not scoring or returning a dip, but against Borussia Dortmund, who their defense isn't that great. Their attacking department is decent and they're quite good as well, but their defending department isn't great. Emre Can is just not doing, is not doing great. I think all the Dortmund supporters aren't a fan of him. Then what's his name? Anton is injured. I think the left back is injured there as well. So Rafinha is still a great pick. He's on a lot of corners and he is on free kicks there as well. So great option there. Saka, do I really need to say anything about Saka? Saka is scoring basically in any game. He didn't score against Fulham, of course, but he's just a great option, and he also is on penalties, scores from far, so outside the box is a point extra there as well. Same goes for Salah. Do I really need to explain Salah against Girona away? At least with Salah, there's a chance he won't play. Maybe he's a bit of fatigue, but I expect him, as he didn't play against Everton because the game didn't go on, that he will start. So yeah, that's basically my midfield. I'm a bit rambling. That's basically because I'm not quite sure of the team, especially in the defense. Gyökeres in the attack, as I go with, as you can see, Alvarez. My mic is a bit in the way, but Alvarez, Gyökeres, and Vinicius Jr. Now Alvarez did great, and he's playing against Slovan Bratislava. So there's a chance I could go with Griezmann, but I just need some early news, and I don't think I will get any early news. Gyökeres is just doing the business in Portuguese league. They aren't doing all that great at the moment. I think they lost the last 2 or 3 since Amorim is gone. Maybe that's a sign. So I could go with someone else instead of Gyökeres. I think Jonathan David is also a great option from Lille, playing against Sturm. So not quite sure. Vinicius Jr. He should be fine, and this is once again, if I get some late news, then I would go take him out, Vinicius Jr. for probably Lewandowski, and I don't like to have 2 from Barcelona in my team, so Rafinha will maybe go out for Tillman. Pulisic is injured, so Pulisic won't be in there as well. So this is as it stands right now. As I said, I'll probably update you guys later tomorrow with some I'll try to update my squad or my limitless team, but this is what it will look like now. Let's see how it will look like on the Tuesday or Wednesday, how it's split out. Now, as you guys can see here, I've split it out on the Tuesday and the Wednesday. I've kept Stefanov in my team, but just imagine you see Kelleher from Liverpool who plays against Girona. It's basically the same, at least on the same spot against where Salzburg is Girona, and I think it's an even easier game, as PSG is a bit more difficult to predict in the defense, and Liverpool have been great this season. Maybe the last few games not as much, but Girona hasn't been all too great as well. So I think it will be a walk in the park for Liverpool. Going with a safe option. If Kelleher doesn't work out, I can go with Oblak, who has the easiest fixture in this Champions League format so far, as Slovan Bratislava are all the way down in last place. Got some safe picks on the right side on the Wednesday. You always want some safe picks on the Wednesday. You know they will play, or at least Langley. Maybe not, but I think Langley will play. He got some easy fixture against, as I said, Slovan Bratislava. Saliba will probably play. I had Gabriel first, but Gabriel's injured, so Saliba should be nailed. And on the left side, on who plays, so as you can see, Kim against Shakhtar, it should be a clean sheet. I think it will be a clean sheet, but there is a chance they will get one against them. Then at least I have some home games on the Wednesday who I can replace Kim with. Same goes for if Bellingham won't play because he is injured. Same goes for Vinicius, as he is injured. Or they play against Atalanta, and I've said earlier in this video, Atalanta have a decent defense, so there is a chance Real Madrid won't do all that well. I at least can sub them out for a play on the Wednesday. I think it's important if you haven't played fantasy football enough to have players on the Tuesday and on the Wednesday split out. Best way would be 8 to 7, but there is also a chance you could do 10 to 5. But I think it's always important to have a lot of players on the Wednesday, so you can sub the players out who didn't do all that well on the Tuesday. So as I've said earlier in the video, it's important for me to know what my Matchday 7 team will look like. This is basically because I will limitless, as you guys have seen in Matchday 6. So that means my Matchday 7 team will look like as it was in Matchday 5, excluding 2 transfers. I still have 2 transfers to make in Matchday 7. So as you guys can see, I have players from 8 teams. Those teams are Borussia Dortmund, PSV, FC Barcelona, Atalanta, Sporting, Manchester City, AC Milan and Bayern München. Now as you guys can see, the only yellow one is Manchester City as they play against Paris Saint-Germain away, but all the other ones, Borussia Dortmund play against Bologna away on a Tuesday. Now I have Emre Can, so there is a chance Emre Can won't play, but at least he plays on Tuesday, so if he won't play, I can sub him out for another player. PSV play against Red Star. I have a defender in Boscagli, but if you have a midfielder or an attacker, you are in a great position there. But if Boscagli doesn't work out, once again, can sub him out if needed. Barcelona play against Benfica, and I've put him on green, but I have only attackers. Or no, I have Koundé as well, but I think Barcelona have been great. And Benfica, I have no clue. They won 5-1 or 4-1 against Atletico Madrid. They lost 4-3 or 5-1 against Feyenoord. And then Feyenoord lost at home 3-1 against Salzburg. And Salzburg have been shit except for against Feyenoord. So I don't know what's going on with this format. It's working. I think it's working. At least the results are working. But Benfica have been unpredictable there. And maybe Feyenoord, as you can see in the last slide, only lost one against Bayern Munich there as well. But those on Tuesday. Atalanta play at home against Sturm Graz on the Tuesday. And maybe a Lookman shout for a captaincy. But yeah, I think Lookman will do great if he gets some minutes. Sometimes he won't get all the minutes, at least 90 minutes. But yeah, that's well up for debate for problem for Matchday 7, I guess. Then Sporting will play on the Wednesday against Leipzig. I have Gyökeres, of course, and I think Leipzig have been shit as well as Salzburg have been. So the Red Bull teams aren't all doing all too great, and I think Gyökeres can bag in some goals there. And Manchester City against Paris Saint-Germain. Now both of these teams haven't been all too great, but Manchester City plays in a more difficult league, so that means yeah, they will get the advantage for me against Paris Saint-Germain. So if I end up in a situation that I need Foden or Haaland because I have my transfers to put in somewhere else, it isn't the worst, and they play on the Wednesday, so maybe they can get something out of it. Then I have AC Milan who play against Girona at home, and I think that's a great fixture, as we've seen before in my last videos. AC Milan have just great fixtures until Matchday 8, so even after this one, they have a great fixture. And Bayern Munich play away against Feyenoord, and I said Feyenoord are difficult to predict, but Bayern Munich aren't difficult to predict. They are great. If Kane is back, yeah, put in Kane. That's basically my option, and hopefully I could go with that option, but maybe Haaland to Kane would be a great transfer there. But yeah, that's what my Matchday 7 will look like. So just, in my opinion, quite good fixtures. Maybe you guys have a better sheet on your, or a better team for Matchday 7, but this is what it will look like for me. For the outro, I just wanted to thank you guys. I know it's always a bit difficult because on the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday I try to record my early thoughts, my Limitless and my wildcard, and then when some injuries happen on the Saturdays, yeah, I can't record another video because I simply don't have time on the weekend, so I just upload the video. And as you guys can see, with Pulisic getting injured, there are always things that happen. There's also a chance with Israel, who didn't play in the last 2 games from Sporting. Yeah, there's always things going to happen. I still like making the videos, but it does suck that I can't give you guys yeah, the latest news on those videos. I try to give you guys up to date on my Twitter, FPL Willem. This Limitless team I've made in this video, it probably won't be the final cut. I recommend watching, or at least if you want to see my final team, following me on FPL Twitter, or FPL Willem on Twitter. It will probably be half an hour before the deadline that I will show you guys my final team, and even then, will it be my final team? There's always, as I've done with Emre Can, substituting in the very last minute of the deadline on the Wednesday. There is a chance I will make changes, but yeah, follow me in FPL Willem if you wanna see what my squad will look like on the deadline. As I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great morning, midnight, evening, afternoon. I have no clue how late it is for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As I said, have a good one. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.